Good morning to everyone. Today topic is we are discussing organisms and population. Organisms and population. Before organisms and population, we are discussing ecology. We are discussing ecology. This organisms and populations also including for ecology. Including for ecology. First we are discussing ecology. Ecology is a branch of biology Ecology is a branch of biology. Branch of biology. It is the ecology deals with interaction or relationship between. Okay, ecology is a branch of science. Ecology is a branch of science deals with interaction or relationship between living organisms and their surroundings. Between living organisms and their surroundings. Okay. The ecology is a branch of biology. The ecology deals with interaction or relationship between living organism or their surroundings. Living organisms and their surroundings. Okay. Now we are moving organisms and population. Means organisms and population. Organisms and population is coming in ecology. The ecology is having 4 chapters. Now we are starting the first chapter. It is called organisms and population. Organism and population. Organisms and population. Our topic is organisms and population. Okay. Right. Ecology is a branch of biology deals with interaction or relationship between living organisms and their surroundings. Okay. The relationship between to maintain living organisms to their surroundings. That is called as means living surroundings and the living organisms, and between the interaction it is called biotic factors and abiotic factors. Okay, we will discuss clearly in moving the topic and biotic factors and abiotic factors. But first, okay, the ecology, it's coming to the first topic is called organism and population. So before we discussing organisms and population, first we need to understand the lower level of organisms. First of all, we are understanding for organisms. Okay, the first lower level of organisms, so we need to, before the topics we are discussing about cells, about tissues, okay, about organs. Okay, it is lower level of organisms. The first we need to understand the organisms in lower level of organisms. Then we come to organisms and organisms to population, then communities and ecosystem and biome and biosphere. This is all our higher level of organisms. First we need to understand the basic terms of lower level of organisms. First, so we have to see macro or micromolecules. It is to be formed and cells. Okay, it is to be formed and cell. Next, cells, a group of cells, it is to be formed and tissue. Next, tissues are going to form organ. Organs are going to form organ system. Organ system. Organ system going to form organisms. Organisms. Okay. Next, organisms is to be formed and population. Organisms has to be formed and population. Next, population has to be formed and what is that? Communities. Community is to be formed and ecology. Ecosystem. Ecosystem to biome. Biome to biosphere. Biosphere. So this is all our lower level of organisms. Lower level of organisms. This is all it is to be formed at higher level of organisms. In our topic, we are discussing organisms and population. So now we are discussing our topics is organisms and population. So before we discussing about cell, and about tissue, okay, and tissue after organ. Okay, we are discussing all those things. We need to understand first the basic understanding. The organisms and the populations is coming from the ecology. Ecology is a branch of biology. So it deals with the interaction between living organisms and their surroundings. In living organisms and surroundings means so that both are living organisms. Between the surroundings means that it is interaction and different types of factors. So different types of factors will be there. So first we need to understand that organisms. Organism means organism will be formed and the lower level of macro or micro molecules is to be formed and cells are to be formed and tissues are to be formed and organs are to be formed and organ system has to be formed and organisms that is called as organism. Remaining all things are to be lower level of all organisms to mean, that is called all are lower level of organisms. Then whenever it is come the organisms, then organisms to it going to there are all are higher level of organisms. Okay, higher level of organisms. Next, the organization is formed to take about higher level of organisms. This is called organisms and population. Okay, the first we need to understand the organisms and at the same time how to interaction between biotic and abiotic factors. We will see now. So what are the biotic factors? What are the abiotic factors? We will discuss. Okay, we will discuss. Okay, so abiotic factors. factors and biotic factors. Biotic factors. Biotic factors. So abiotic factors means the first it is called temperature and light, water, and the final thing is soil. Final thing is soil. Next, biotic factors. Next, biotic factors. Biotic factors means predation, parasitism, and other two things. What are that? Pathogen, and one more thing is called competition. 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 Okay, this is all biotic, abiotic and biotic factors. Okay, in this ecology is having different types of organisms and their populations will be there. Different types of organisms and their populations will be there. How to interact that all organisms in abiotic factors and biotic factors in the ecology. Okay, so both are interacted to the organisms. Both are interacted to the organisms. Okay, how to the temperature? The temperature is very important. The temperature is very important for the abiotic factor. The temperature is very important for the abiotic factor because each and every organism means the temperature, it is very important for the biotic factors and abiotic factors also. So it is affect various organisms in various ways or various types. Okay, it is to be affect, the temperature will be affected in various organisms in various ways, and at the same time it is very important to temperature. Why means it is to be acting enzymatic activity. Enzymatic activity means, so in the digestion the enzymes will be work. Their activity will be done in some certain temperatures. So what are the inside? So we will discuss in clearly the temperature, light, soil, water, soil. Okay, so each and everything, light also it is essential for the plants, because of their synthesis, their food. And at the same time water is very important for the life, for the essential thing. This is water is the essential thing. And also soil also it is a very important, and organic material. All organic material comes from soil, and all organic materials and minerals comes from soil to plantation. So each and every plant, it is need for soil. Why we are discussing in clearly? So this is the basic things of the ecology. Ecology is a branch of biology. Okay, the ecology deals with so interaction or relationship between living organisms and their surroundings. The topic is the ecology. In the first topic is organisms and population. Means organism and populations are related to the ecology. So in ecology is having different types of organisms and their populations will be there. Then the organisms and their populations will be affected in different ways in biotic factors and abiotic factors will be affected in various ways. Okay, now we will see that, and one by one we will discuss it clearly. We are discussing clearly. So organisms and populations, the first we will discuss in a higher level of organisms. So first we need to understand what is the organism. So organism will becomes in lower level to higher level. Means micro and macro molecules will be formed cells to form tissues are to be formed an organs to be formed an organ system is to be formed an organism. So there will be, it is a middle level is a organism. So organism too and population and their communities will be higher level of organisms. Higher level of organisms. First we need to understand the lower level of organisms. Comes to cell, cell to tissue, tissue to organ, organ to organ system to organism. Organism. For example, so we take in human body. Okay, different. It's make for each and every part will be make a different types of cells. So the cells are to be formed in tissues. The tissues are to be formed in organs. Organs will be formed in different types of organ systems. Different types of organ systems. Then finally, organ system will be organized in a single organism. Single organism. Alright, so this is the basic things, and we will entering for the abiotic factors. We will entering for the abiotic factors, and one by one clearly we are discussing. First, abiotic factors. Abiotic factors. Okay, abiotic factors. How abiotic factors will affect in living organisms? Okay, how abiotic factors will affect in living organism? How abiotic factors affect the living organisms. Okay, how abiotic factors affect in living organisms. Okay, the first, it is called temperature. First one is called temperature. How to affect for temperature in living organism. How to affect in temperature in living organism. It is very important abiotic factor. It is very important abiotic factor. At the same time, the temperature will be maintained in optimum. Why optimum means it is the enzymatic activity will be there. That is called optimum enzymatic activity. First thing is called optimum enzymatic activity. For example, different types of animals is having food. The food will be digested in certain temperature. Because of their enzymes will be working the food particles to digest it. That enzymes are to be working in certain temperature. That is called optimum temperature. So everyone is to be needing some temperature. So inside body is to be maintained different type of temperature, and outside body will be maintained different types of temperature. So why inside body will be maintained different types of temperature means the inside is different types of organisms will be there. So they are releasing some different types of gases and diffusions. Okay, some different types of waste materials also to be releases, and different types of digestions will be there. In digestion, the highly acidic medium food will be converted to alkaline medium. Each and everything will be certain temperature will be there. Because each and everything so having to maintain certain temperature. For example, each and every animal will be maintain some temperature inside a body, but outside body it will be maintained different types of temperature. For example, we have to see in polar regions in bears, you have to see that for their limbs and ears it is very short, because their consumption of they conserve temperature, they conserve heat or temperature, because they are very short, they are very short. Okay, the temperature will be the first optimum enzymatic activity. Optimum enzymatic activity means the enzymes will be work in certain temperature. That is called optimum temperature in our inside the body. It is to be there in digestion time. Next thing is called in sub-zero 2. The temperature will be maintained in sub-zero to 50 plus degrees Celsius. 50 plus degree Celsius. Sub-zero where it is to be found in polar regions. In 50 plus degrees Celsius it will be in various regions there will be found. Various regions to be found. For example, different regions is having 25 to 30, 35 to 35, 35 to 40 and 40 to 45. Its various regions is have to maintain different types of temperatures. It will be starting sub-zero. Sub-zero where it will be found in polar regions. And in 50 plus degrees Celsius it will be maintained. At the same time 100 degrees Celsius also to be there. 100 degrees Celsius also to be maintained. 100 degrees Celsius also to be maintained. Here 100 degrees Celsius will be maintained for it is extreme hot conditions. Here extreme hot conditions will be survive in certain organisms. For example, archaebacteria will be survive in extreme hot conditions. At the same time extreme cold conditions also will be there. In these hot conditions also to be maintain the protein also to be maintained for some extreme hot conditions and cold condition. In case extreme hot condition it will be maintained higher temperature and extreme cold conditions it will be antifreeze. Are you understand? It is to be maintained in different types of temperatures. Means sub-zero to start in 50 degrees Celsius will be maintained. So sub-zero where it is to be found in polar regions. In up to 50 it is various regions it will be found in different types of temperatures. And we have to maintain in extreme hot conditions. And some organisms also to be survive in extreme hot conditions and extreme cold conditions. For example, so we have to take in protein also to be survive in extreme hot conditions and cold conditions. Extreme hot conditions will be protein will be maintain higher temperature. Extreme cold conditions will be maintain antifreeze. Okay, I understand. And next, in this temperature will be maintained. Two types of organisms will be there. Eurythermal organisms. First one is eurythermal organisms. And one more thing is called stenothermal organisms. Stenothermal organisms. Eurythermal organisms can tolerate a wide range of temperature. Means eurythermal organisms can tolerate a wide range of temperature. And stenothermal organisms, it is to maintain a narrow range of temperature. So eurythermal organisms can tolerate wide range of temperature and stenothermal organisms can tolerate narrow range of temperature. We will write here. Okay, it is can tolerate wide range temperature. Next is stenothermal organisms can tolerate narrow range of temperature. Can tolerate narrow range temperature. So eurythermal organisms, for example means humans and cats, dogs, and one more thing is cows. Dogs. Okay, humans, cats, dogs, cows. It is the example of eurythermal organisms. It is to be maintain a wide range of temperature. In these organisms. Next, stenothermal organisms can tolerate a narrow range of temperature. It is to be maintained these organisms. Narrow range of organisms means narrow range of temperature. It is to be means corals, few insects and few reptiles. Corals and few insects and few reptiles. Okay, you can see temperature. The temperature has to be maintained in different regions in different levels. The organisms can survive in different regions. It is to maintain in different temperatures. Inside temperature will be different, outside temperature will be different. So they can adjust. Some organisms they can adjust. In desert areas some animals will be there. It is extreme hot conditions also to be present in desert areas. So that adaptations will be discussed clearly in their adaptations. So each and everything maintain it's a different conditions. It will be survive their organisms to absorption of the temperature. And also to be maintained to affect to various organisms in various ways. So they will be affected in various ways. Here also the first thing is optimum enzymatic activity. So optimum temperature will be needed in every organism because of the enzymatic activity will be there inside. Next, the temperature will be start sub-zero to 50 degrees plus degrees Celsius will be maintained because sub-zero where it is to be found in polar regions will be found, and next 50 plus degrees Celsius will be there in different regions will be maintained different types of temperatures. For example, extreme hot conditions and extreme cold conditions means 100 degrees Celsius will be there. So here it is to be survive in archaebacteria will be survive, and also to be protein also to be survive. It is for example extreme hot conditions will be it can higher temperature will be maintained, and extreme cold conditions it will be maintained anti-freeze. Okay, next thing is called the temperature will be maintained in two different types of organisms. It is very important for eurythermal organisms and stenothermal organisms. The temperature will be maintained two different types of organisms. So it is first eurythermal organisms. It is to maintain can tolerate wide range of temperature. Stenothermal organisms can tolerate narrow range of temperature will be maintained. And this eurythermal organisms will example is human beings, cats and cows and dogs. It is wide range of temperature will be there, and narrow range temperature will be some corals and few insects, few few insects and corals, and few different types of organisms, few reptiles. So this is temperature. And next, coming to next part is called water. Next one is water. Water is essential for life. Water is essential for life. Water is essential. Each and every organism, water is essential for life. Water is essential for life. Next, one more thing is, water is one of the raw material of the photosynthesis. Water is one of the raw material of photosynthesis. Raw material of photosynthesis. Okay, we are not going to discuss in clearly photosynthesis. Here, the light on the different types of abiotic factors will be affected in different types of conditions and different types of organisms in different ways. It is how it will be affected. The abiotic factors. That's only we are discussing. Okay, we are not going to where it will be photosynthesis will be occurred. So we are not discussing here. So we are discussing in higher plants, photosynthesis in higher plants. There plant physiology. There we are discussing in photosynthesis. Here only how to affect light and water in photosynthesis. How it is important or not. Just only that discuss to affect in this way. Okay, right. Next. So one of the raw material of the photosynthesis, and also the water is needed for enzymatic activity. What is that activity means? What is the activity? Hydrolytic enzyme activity. Hydrolytic enzymatic activity. Okay, the enzymatic activity also needed water. Means each and every animal or every organism is needed for water, and every enzymatic activity will be there in water. That is called hydrolytic enzymatic activity in human beings and whatever it is, all organisms also to be having hydrolytic enzymatic activity. Next we are discussing the water, where it is comes from. So water is essential for life. It is the one of the raw material of the photosynthesis and also needed for enzymatic activity, that is called hydrolytic enzymatic activity. The water, where it is to be comes the water. The first, it is soil water. Also coming from soil. Okay, it is also called, the soil water also called whole earth. Okay, the whole earth has to be divided. Two things. One is crescent and another thing is accord. Okay, Crescent and Accord. The soil water also called Hollard. The soil water also called Hollard. The Hollard will be divided in two types. One is Crescent and Accord. So this type of water is available for plants. Available for plants. Okay. Crescent type. Ante this water will be available for plants. This water will be available for plants. Available for plants. This water, it is not available for plants. Not available for plants. Why it is not available means, so Accord is it is deep of the soil, depth of the soil. Okay, it is called, there is deep, it is deeply, it is called depth. Different types of layers will be there. Different types of layers will be there in our earth, the cores. Okay, that it is Accord is it is very deeper and depth, very deeper and depth. So this water will be not available for plants. This water will be not available for plants. And Crescent means it is surface of the soil. Surface of the soil water also not absorption for the plants, because that water will be, it is, so different types of layers will be there. Different types of layers will be there. It is to be formed in different types of layers in the water. It will be available for capillary water. It is to be our absorption of capillary water. It is absorption of capillary water. It is called capillary water available. Capillary water available plants. Absorption plants. Sorry. Available absorption plants. Absorption plant. Soil water means, so the water will be different layers. The water will be different layers in the soil, not in the surface. So the layers of silt, clay, means gravel, different types of cores also there. Different types of, so mine cores and different types of cores also there in soil. So the water will be having in different types of layers. Okay, in surface area water will be there. It is not absorption for the plants, because this is surface area and the water will be here. It is having some air gaps, and at the same time some water will be filled and air gaps also there. In surface area the plants will be not absorption for this water. Plants will be not absorption for this water, because the water will be deeper, and means not fully deeper. It is comes to some layers. It is to maintain different types of layers. So the water will be absorption for plants. Absorption for the plants. It is also called, Accord is called as a gravitational water. It is also called gravitational water. It is gravitational water. It is called gravitational water. Gravitational water means it is very deeper in layers. And depth. So the roots to be formed in narrow size, and it is very deeper. Like taproot system also to the long, means it is a long size trees also it is releasing for taproot system. They will be reach. It's not completely, not completely to reach in gravitational water. Just it will be maybe reaches, because it is gravitational water will be very deep in the layers. And it is called hygroscopic water. It is also called hygroscopic water. It is also called hygroscopic water. So we have to find out the water and using different types of missions to find out where it will be found the water in deeper levels. level of the soil. So that is called hygroscopic water. It is not available for plants. It is also called a gravitational water, and also it is hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic water means the surface of water. This hygroscopic water means it is the surface of the water. This is surface of the water. Surface of the soil. Surface of the soil. This type of water also not absorption for the plant. Gravitation was, it is very deeper in the layers. It is not also available for the plants. It is not available for the plants. Next runoff water. Next runoff water. Runoff water. Runoff water means, so before different types of tufans is there, means cyclone, or different types of tufans will be arises to float canals, rivers, wherever it is, small canals and ponds, everyone it will be float water. That is called flowing water. It is called, moving water. That is runoff water. This type of water also not available for the plants. Not available for the plants. Not available for the plants. Next, water of crystallization. Water of crystallization means water of crystallization. This water also not available for the plants. Means ocean waters. That is called ocean waters. Water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. This is also not available for the plants. This is called ocean water. This is called ocean water. This is also not available for plants. Not available for plants. Not available for plants. This is the water. This is the water. This is the water. Are you understand? Okay, the water is very essential for the life. Very essential for the life. And at the same time, water is one of the raw material of the photosynthesis for plants. At the same time, water is needed for enzymatic activity. That activity is called hydrolytic enzymatic activity. And water, it is called, comes under soil. That is called holard. The holard can be divided chrysard and accord. Chrysard, it is called chrysard water will be available for plants, and it is also capillary water available for absorption for plant. It is called capillary water. Available absorption for plants. And the accord water, it is not available. It is not available for the plants because they are a gravitational water, means it is very deeper. At the same time, hygroscopic water means it is surface of the soil. For example, we can pour the water in the surface of the soil. That water will be spread out the surface. At the same time, it is also to be maintain air gaps. And that water also to be not available for plants. And runoff water means, so each and every canal or every river and every ponds are to be floated water, means moving. Excess of water will be moving one to another. That moving water is not available for the plants. Okay. Next, we will discuss water salinity. So this is called soil water. Coming from the water comes from soil. So that is called holard. That can be divided into chrysard and accord. Okay. Next, water salinity means the concentration of salt ions. Means the concentration of salt ions will be there in water. So how it will be inside to outside, outside to inside will be concentrated. We will see that. Water salinity. Water salinity. Next, water salinity. Water salinity. Next. Water salinity or salt concentration or salt concentration. Water salinity means salt concentration. Concentration. Okay, salt concentration. Salt concentration in land water. In land water. In land water, the salinity of salt concentration, the salinity of salt concentration is less than 5%. Less than 5%. Less than 5%. Less than 5%. And next, sea or oceans. Sea or oceans. Sea or ocean water. The salinity 30 to 35%. 30 to 35%. 30 to 35%. Next, hypersaline lagoons. Hypersaline lagoons. Hypersaline lagoons. Lagoons. More than 100% salinity. More than 100% salinity. 100% salinity. 100% salinity. So here also, so the water salinity means the salt ion concentration. The salt ion concentration in land water is less than 5%, and sea or ocean water is salinity or ion concentration is 30 to 35%, and hypersaline lagoons means lagoon lakes. Lagoon lakes, you know, lagoon lakes. Okay, that hypersaline lagoon lakes in mountains, in near mountains that are more than 100% salinity, the concentration of salt ions, the concentration of salinity, the concentration of salinity. Next, here the animals also to be how to affected in water salinity. Okay, the organisms also to be how to affected in water salinity. So before we are discussing in temperature also eurythermal organisms and stenothermal organisms. Okay, here also same eurythermal and stenothermal. Eurythermal organisms. Eurythermal organism. Eurythermal organism and stenothermal organism. Stenothermal organism. This is two things. This is two things. Eurythermal organisms can tolerate high range of salinity. Can tolerate high range of salinity. High range of salinity. Next, stenothermal organisms can tolerate narrow range of salinity. Narrow range of salinity. Okay, tolerate high range or high of salinity. Next, stenothermal organisms can tolerate narrow range of salinity. Narrow range of salinity means the animals can tolerate narrow range salinity. Narrow range salinity means freshwater fishes and marine fishes. Freshwater, this is freshwater fishes. Freshwater fishes and marine fishes. Marine fishes. Okay, this is water. This is water. The water coming from soil. The soil is called holad. The holad is divided into crisard and echard. Echard water is very deep or it is not available for plants. It is also called a gravitational water. So we have to find out to use different types of missions to wear the water in hydraulic, where it is to be found in using missions. At the same time, very deeper in the soil, and also crisard water also to be available for plants. Next, water crystallization means that is also to be surface of the water. We can pour the water in surface. It is to be overall to spread, through spread out the water in surface. Okay, that is also not available for the plants, absorption of water. Okay, so here it is water salinity. In land water is less than 5% salinity will be there. In ocean water or sea water will be 30 to 35% salinity will be there. And hypersaline lagoon lakes, lagoon lakes. Okay, so that hypersaline lagoons are more than 100%. So how to affected organisms means in this water, but in this biofactor will be how it will be affected in organisms. Means eurythermal organisms has to be using wide range of salinity, means that is called can tolerate high range of salinity. Next, xenothermal organisms, it will be narrow range of salinity. Different types of organisms, they will be different types of productions, mean different types of conditions will be affected. This is water. Next, coming to light. Next, coming to light. Okay, very essential for plants. Light is very essential for plants. Okay, they can perform photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. At the same time, the photosynthesis will be occur. The plants will be releasing oxygen. It is to be using for breathing in plants and animals. The breathing gas will be releases. These are to be using for breathing gas release. So it is also useful for plants and animals. Okay, plants and animals. Okay, light is very essential for plants. They will perform photosynthesis. So the photosynthesis on time, the end product is called oxygen. That is called breathing gas. It will be released to use plants and animals. Their absorption carbon dioxide. They will be Absorption, they will be breathe. Plants will be receiving carbon dioxide to release oxygen. And next also light dependent activity will be there. Light dependent activity will be there. Light dependent activity means photo period. Light dependent activity, photo period. It is very important for flowering, very important for flowering plants. Flowery plants. It is very important for flowery plants. Means the flowers can develop in the different seasons. Means the ovules are to be, the eggs are to be, ovules can release, and the pollination will be there, pollinated will be there. And also egg laying animals also to be here. Egg laying animals means the light is very important. Okay, so the gonads will be well developed, and the eggs also to be, the correct time will be reaches. It is also important for egg laying animals, egg laying for poultry. Egg laying for poultry means light dependent activity. This is called light dependent activity. Light dependent activity is called photo period. That is very essential for flowering plants. So whenever light will be fallen, the flowers will be germinated. The flowers will be germinated. At the same time, ovules and anthers will be fully well developed, and the pollination will be occur. At the same time, egg laying organisms also to be, so the light is very needed. So there will be light dependent organisms and light dependent activities. This is light dependent activity. That is called photo period. Next, photo period. Next, the animal behavior is in light. The behavior of animals is animal behavior differentiate in according to light. Behavior in differentiate according to light. Means according to light means different types of, the animals behavior is different types of habits. Some animals are to be avoiding for light, some animals are to be avoiding light. Okay, some animals are to also to be avoiding the night time. So they will be absorption and receiving for light, and some animals also to be avoiding for light. That animals are two types. One is diurnal, and second one is nocturnal. Okay, two types of animals is there. So diurnal and nocturnal. Okay, two types of animal behaviors though. So it will be depending on different types of behavioral habits. Behavioral habits will be there. The animals is having behavioral habits in for light. Behavioral habits in light. So that is called different types. So the two types of animals is there. Diurnal. So it will be avoiding for night. It will be avoiding for dark light, means night time. So it is accepting for daylight. It is to be accepting for daylight. So nocturnal animals will be avoiding for light. In daytime will be avoiding. So they will be accepting for night, means dark light, means night time. Okay, so different types of behavioral habits will be there in animals. Okay, this is called light. Means light is very essential for plants, essential for plants, because of they perform photosynthesis. In the photosynthesis will be occur, the end product oxygen will be released, that is called a breathing gas. That gas will be used plants and animals, and one more thing is very very important, light dependent activity is called photoperiod. That photoperiod is very important for flowering plants, and also egg laying organisms. Example, it is called poultry. It is a poultry. Okay. Next, the gonads also to be well developed, and the eggs also the good size will be come, and there is a correct time and it will be laying the eggs. So light is very very essential. So this is light. Next, soil. This is also called soil is edaphic. This is also called edaphic. factor. Okay, the soil also called edaphic factor. Okay, so first the soil is given water, that is called soil water. The soil is having water. So the water will be in the soil in deeper regions. So what are the regions? For example, silt region, clay region, clay sand is having water, silt region is having water. At the same time, fine sand is also having water. Next, coarse sand and gravel. Okay, and different types of regions is there. Means one is silt, clay, fine sand. Next, coarse sand, gravel. So it is having, for example, in surface of the layer it is having the water, so that water is not available for everything, so it is also to be maintaining some air gaps. So wherever the air gaps will be higher amount, the water sizes or water amount will be low. It is not qualitated water, so it is also to be lower water. Means it is different types of layers will be there. For example, silt layer is having water, so it is much, good water will be storing in silt. At the same time, air gaps also to be lower to maintain. Lower gaps, so the water will be deeper in various layers, and also to be maintained in air gaps also to be maintained. Okay, the layers is having air gaps also there, Okay, next, second thing is soil air. Soil air means, so the air, so the soil is having some air gaps. So each and every soil, every sand is having some gaps is also there. So that gap filled with air. So in case more air will be filled in the soil, so there is no water. Because the air gaps will be filled in the soil. So it will be maintaining a deeper of water. Okay, so in case the air gaps will be increased in the soil, the water amount will be reduces. In case the air gaps will be reduces in narrow size, the water will be maintained sufficient in a good manner. Okay, next, particle size. The particle size of soil. Particle size of soil means, particle size of soil means, so different types of particles mean the sizes also will be there. For example, silt and clay. Next, fine sand fine sand, next coarse sand and gravel. Okay, so the particle size of the soil it is to be maintained in different layers. So for example, we have taken the silt particle size of the soil. So that soil it is to be lower size of air will be storing, and high amount of water will be storing in silt sands. So they are very comfortable for the water. They are very comfortable for the water. The air gaps between will reduce and it will be filled with water. And clay sand also will be. It is a very good manner to fill the water. It is to be reducing for air gaps to fill water. It is to maintain good. It is to maintain the clay sand will be maintain good water. Silt and clay sand also to be maintained a good water. In case the air gaps will be there in the soil, so the water content will be reduced. Because of it will be the soil it will be stored. So between the air gaps in this water. Okay, so wherever the air gaps will be increased in the soil, the water amount will be reduced. And also quantity will be reduced. So whenever air gaps will be reduced and to maintain the quantity of the soil, so they will have to maintain a good water. Also the water will be sufficiently on their layers. Okay, different types of layers on the soil or earth. In our earth it is having different types of layers. Okay, silt to clay and fine sand and core and gravel layers. These layers also to be maintained in sufficient water levels and air gaps also there. Okay, they are deeper in soil, and also to be gravitational water under differentiate hygroscopic water. It will be narrow and deeper. The layers will be differentiated. It will be very deeper in the soil, to maintain water. And all organic matter also to be comes from soil. All organic matter comes from the soil for plants. And also to be water also essential for to leading the soil to plants. Okay, right. Next here, the pH will be maintained in the soil. The pH will be maintained in soil 5.5 to 6.5. 5.5 to 6.5 is to be maintained in the soil. Means it is highly acidic medium. It is a acidic medium. Not in highly, it is acidic medium. Why? Because means, so they are all organic raw materials comes to soil. The soil it will be feed of plants. So all enzymatic and all organic minerals also to comes from soil. So this is also to comes to minerals, and all things will become the plants. The plants is having in this all organic material is to be given the plant. Okay, right. So in this pH maintenance 5.5 to 6.5. Okay, all organic material comes from soil. It comes from soil. In minerals also it is coming. So that is comes two ways. So what are the ways means? One is pedogenesis. Pedogenesis. All organic material comes from soil. The first thing is pedogenesis. Pedogenesis comes to, one is physical, second one is chemical, and third one is biological. Means here. So physical means heat the rocks. Pedogenesis means breaking the rocks or weathering the rocks. And one more process is there. We will discuss humidification. That is called humidification. First we will discuss pedogenesis. Okay. So these two are coming from where? Comes to minerals, comes to this organic matter and minerals comes to organic matter and minerals comes to plants. Sorry, comes to these two things. Comes to these two things. Comes to in this pedogenesis and humidification. So this all are, it will be maintain soil first physically. So to heat the rocks and higher level, so the rocks will be melted or break. Okay, next chemically means, so we are chemical means we are conducting acid rains or different types of acid rains. Example, acid to conduct the acid rains and the different types of chemical to use to break the rocks and melting the rocks and the biological process how it is next some lichens, lichens. Okay, thus that lichens are to be grow in the rocks and to secrete different types of chemicals. So the rocks will be melted. Lichens will be developed and secrete with chemicals. Okay, so that chemicals, it is having the rocks also to be melted or breaking the rocks. Next, humidification. How it will be? Humidification will be occur means all organic material slowly decompose by bacteria. Decompose by bacteria. Slowly decomposed by bacteria, ultimately to release minerals. The humidification means the organic material slowly decomposed by bacteria, then ultimately to release minerals, ultimately to release animals. Okay, so this is the abiotic factors. Okay, so the organisms are how to respond abiotic factors. Okay, organisms. So we will discuss abiotic factors. The organisms will be how to respond these abiotic factors. We will see and clearly discussion. Discussing. Respond to biotic factors. Respond to abiotic conditions or factors. Abiotic conditions or factors. Abiotic factors. Before we discussing respond to Abiotic factors. Before we can discuss two terms. So one is regulate, another one is conform. So one is regulate and second thing is conform. Very important these two terms. So before we discussing respond to abiotic factors means the all organisms how to respond okay. Abiotic factors or organisms are respond to abiotic factors. Before we discussing two features or two terms is there, that is called one is regulate, another one is conform. So regulate is to maintain constant conditions. Regulate is a maintain constant conditions. Okay, the first thing is called, what is that? Maintain constant condition. Next, second one is conform. Conform means adjust according to their surroundings. Adjust according to their surroundings. Before two terms we are discussing. First is regulate and second thing is conform. Regulate is means to maintain the constant conditions means, for example, extreme conditions and extreme hot conditions and extreme cold conditions, and also essential water also available, for light also to be available, and different types of conditions it will be responding for organisms in two ways. One is the constant condition, another one is it can adjust their conditions. Okay, how it will be adjust and how it will be constant will be the conditions. We will see that animals or organisms. The first thing is called temperature. How it will be respond in the organisms in temperature. Okay, organisms. We will see. This is called two types. So what is this? Thermoregulates and thermoconformers. Thermoregulates and thermoconformers. Thermoregulators or regulates and thermoconformers. Before we are discussing, so eurythermal organisms and stenothermal organisms. Okay, so that organisms also, eurythermal organisms is also to be affected in wide range of temperatures and wide range of salinity. Also, next stenothermal organisms also narrow range of temperature and narrow range of salinity will be there. Here also the temperature means how to respond their abiotic factors. First we will take on the temperature. So how it will be respond the organisms means. So before we are discussing two things, regulate and conformers means. Regulate means so it is to be respond the maintains constant conditions, and conformers means in adjust according to their surroundings. The first we have to see the temperature. The organisms will be there two types: thermoregulates and thermoconformers. And thermoregulators. So thermoregulators is to be maintain the constant conditions, and thermoconformers will be they can adjust their climate conditions. For example, in different types of regions will be there: polar regions, extreme hot conditions, extreme cold conditions. So different weathers will be there. So here thermoconformers will be they can adjust their climates. Okay. Next, another thing is we have to see the osmolality. 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 Osmolality means ionic concentration. Osmolality means ionic concentration. Ionic concentration. Concentration. Okay, ionic concentration. So osmolality is have to be divided into two things. One is one is osmoregulates and another one is osmoconformers. Osmoconformers. Okay, osmoregulators and osmoconformers. Osmoregulators and osmoconformers. Osmoregulators and osmoconformers. Osmoconformers. Okay, already we are discussing regulate means they are maintaining constant conditions, and conformers they can adjust their climate conditions. How the osmolality osmolality is having ionic concentration will be different in two things. So how it will be different in we will see now. Okay, osmoregulators and osmoconformers. So already we are discussing ionic concentration means the salinity of water. Salinity of water means salt concentration. For example, in fresh water, less than 5% concentration. Fresh water. Okay, fresh water is less than 5% salinity. And ocean water less than 30 to 35%. Ocean 30 to 35%. Okay, the ionic concentration, how it will be appearing in these two animals, regulators and conformers. Regulators means it is to maintain the constant condition. For example, these animals has to be maintain the 15% of the concentration, 15% of the ionic concentration, and these animals also to be maintaining 15% of concentration, ionic concentration. How it will be differentiate in both animals means here freshwater less than 5% salinity means ionic concentration. In the ocean water 30 to 35% concentration of salinity. But animals are two. We have taken these two things, regulators and conformers means. So inside ionic concentration is different and outside ionic concentration is different. So for example, we taken the inside ionic concentration is both common. So in outside ionic concentration will be different. For example, in these ions, more concentration in our body means. So for example, higher concentration in freshwater, like we have to take freshwater animals. So the ionic concentration is inside body is high. So this ionic concentration will be diffuse outside. So this process is called passive process. This process is called passive process. Passive diffusion. To diffuse ions in outside. outside. It is called hypotonic. It is called, what is this? What is this? Hypotonic. It is called hypotonic. Hypotonic ions concentration means higher to lower. Higher to lower. The concentration means the inside body is in, higher concentration ions will be here. These ions will be diffused outside. It is called passive diffusion. This is called hypotonic waste materials. Hypotonic waste materials. Hypotonic waste materials. Hypotonic waste materials. And remaining ion, outside ion concentration will be moving to inside. Moving to inside. It is also here to be lower concentration. Here it is also to be lower concentration. This is also to be passive diffusion. This is also to be passive diffusion. The outside fresh water is having 5% salinity of ion concentration. Here also it is very less. In less means lower concentration to higher concentration. Lower concentration to higher concentration. The water will be diffused inside in very high. It is diffused in very high. Diffused in very high. And here we have to take, it is in the here it is inside body, it is having a lower concentration of ions. Lower concentration of ions. In outside, outside it is called higher concentration, means 30 to 35%. It is called higher concentration of salinity, means ion concentration is very high. In inside it is very low. Here it is also to be the lower concentration, means these ions will be diffused outside. Diffuse outside. It is also called passive diffusion. Passive diffusion. It is also called hypertonic waste will be excreted. Hypertonic waste materials will be excreted. For example, urine. We will take the urine. So inside will be lower concentration. Lower concentration. That ions will be diffused outside the urine. That is called lower to higher. Lower to higher. That is called hypertonic urine. Hypertonic urine will be excreted. Hypertonic urine will be excreted. In outside it is very high concentration. It is very high concentration. This is also to be diffused. This is also to be diffused outside to inside is also called passive diffusion. This is also called hypotonic. Hypotonic. Hypotonic means higher concentration to lower concentration. Higher concentration to lower concentration. So please observe two things. Please observe two things. Here inside body is ionic concentration is 50%. In outside the fresh water is having less than 5% ionic concentration. But in this one, inside body also to maintain less ionic concentration. In outside water is having higher concentration. So in this one, in this freshwater fishes is having higher concentration in inside body. That particles or excretory waste urine material will be diffused higher concentration to lower concentration. That is called passive diffusion. Next, so outside means outside freshwater is having lower concentration, means it is 5% ionic concentration will be there. So it will be diffused outside to inside. Outside to inside will be hypotonic concentration. Hypotonic concentration means lower to high. Lower to high. Here means higher. Here means lower to high. Lower to high means higher. Lower concentration will be diffused, and here higher concentration will be diffused inside. So here two drawbacks will be there. Both. It is two drawbacks, means it is called osmoregulators. Osmoregulators. Here means here two things. Also, one is excrete. Excreted means excrete the waste material. That is called hypotonic urine. Hypotonic urine. At the same time, in these animals, don't drink water. Do not drink water. Why? Means it is to be eliminating for excrete in hypotonic urine, means higher concentration to lower concentration it will be diffuses. In outside the water is having less than 5% ionic concentration. This water will be diffused inside in lower concentration to higher concentration. So the water will be going to inside. Water will be going to inside. So that's why do not drink this water in this type of fishes. This type of fishes, and also to be active absorption of ions. Active absorption of ions. This is called active absorption of ions. Active absorption ions. Active absorption ions. Where it will be active absorption will be ions. It will be goes into the chlorine cells. Chlorine cells present in gills. Chlorine cells present in gills. Chlorine cells present in gills. Means, so the ionic concentration will be, it is here lower. Means inside is higher and outside is lower. So inside body is higher concentration will be diffuse. Means higher to lower. That is called hypotonic excrete. Hypotonic excrete waste products. That is called excrete waste urine. Okay, that is higher concentration to lower. It is needed for lot of water. It is needed for a lot of it is needed for water, but some animals is having excrete urine. Some animals is excreted for urine. Okay, so ammonia, highly toxic substances will be there. Ammonia, the ammonia will be converted into urea. So urea will through release with water. So the water is essential for needed to each and every organism, and at the same time aquatic animals also to be releases for ammonia. So that ammonia will be releases. It is highly toxic substances. It is need a lot of water. That substances will be through release with water. So we are discussing the abiotic factor with water. So there in topic the water is essential for each and every organism. So each and every organism to excrete the food materials and waste materials. Okay, so that is also releasing for outside. The water is needed, and also to be absorption and digestion and all each and everything will be needed water, and also transportation. Each and everything will be transported with blood and need water. And some animals, it is to be waste excretory products will be releases with water. So some animals is having lot of water needed, because aquatic animals is releasing highly toxic substances will be releasing. That is called ammonia. So that ammonia will be releases need with lot of water. To release through water. So on remaining there are different types of animals it needed water to excrete the waste products with water. Excretory waste products with water to release outside. Water is very essential for each and every organism. Everything. So it will be digestion, transportation, exchanges, and the blood capillaries, nutrients, and transportation. Each and everything will be exchanged with water. Through water and dispatch. So here ionic concentration will be lower. So that's why the active absorption will be there. In active absorption in ions, this active absorption will be ions will be where it will be absorption in the ions in chlorine cells. That chlorine cells are present in gills. Means the ions will be active absorption. Why means it is very less than concentration will be there in ionic. So that's why it will be moving into inside. Next, here outside ionic concentration is very high. Here it is not active absorption. In inside it is lower ionic concentration will be there. It is called actively pump out the salts. It is actively to pump out. Pump out ions. Ions are salts. Means here less concentration is inside the body. That's why means lower concentration to higher concentration. Lower concentration to higher concentration means that is called actively pump out the ions. Actively pump out the ions. Here the excrete the waste product, it is called hypertonic urine. Hypertonic urine. Hypertonic urine. Hypertonic urine. Hypertonic urine. Hypertonic urine means here outside is higher concentration, inside is lower concentration, means that is called hyper. That is called hyper concentration. And here also drink a lot of water. Here also drink a lot of water. Here also drink lot of water. Drink lot of water. Means outside ion concentration is very high. Outside ion concentration is very high. Inside ion concentration is very low. Inside ion concentration is very low. So that's why, so it will be moving, the ions are moving, actively pump out. Actively pump out inside. So that's why that excretory products will be eliminated in excretory product is eliminated for hypertonic urine. So it needed a lot of water. It needed a lot of water. For example, aquatic animals, they are excreted highly toxic substances. It needed a lot of water with through releasing water. Through releasing water. Through releasing water. Okay. Next, for example, we have to take the conformers. This is called regulators. This is called regulators. We, for example, we take the conformers. We take the conformers. Conformers means they can adjust. They can adjust according to their surroundings. For example, here inside 50% of concentration will be there. In outside 5% is concentration is there. It can diffuse inside to outside. 6 to 7% or 5 to 6% will be concentrated. So in case, for example, 30 to 35%, 30 to 35% in outside. So inside is 15%. So in case the ionic concentration will be increased 20 to 25%, 20 to 25% in nearly. So they can adjust. They can adjust according to their surroundings. According to their surroundings. So that is called osmoconformers. Osmoconformers. For example, outside it is lower concentration ions, inside higher concentration. They can balance. They can balance. Means nearly 6 to 7% will be reduced to balance both outside to inside, and other oceans also to be 30 to 35% is outside is a higher concentration, in here lower concentration. Here also to be increase the concentration. Here also to be increase. So it can conformers means it can adjust their conditions. It can adjust their conditions. It can adjust their conditions. Okay. This is called osmorality. This is called osmorality. Osmorality. Next we will discuss migrate. Next we will discuss migrate. Okay, are you understand these things? Okay, right. Next thing is migrate. Migrate means, what is migrate? Migrate is a temporary to and pro movement. Temporary to and pro movement, or not pro, FRO, pro movement. It is called a migrate. It is called a migrate. Temporary to and fro movement organisms, animals or organisms called migrate organisms. Movement of organisms. Okay, migrate means most of the time we will see the migrated in birds and fishes. Birds and fishes. Birds and fishes. Birds and fishes. Okay. So why they are migrated means, so they must and should is having light dependent activity. It is called photoperiod. Photoperiod. Photoperiod it is having, migrating for breeding. Migrating for breeding. Migrating for breeding. Migrating for breeding means, so they can migrate. Why means they can is very essential for photoperiod. Photoperiod, that is called light dependent activities must and should is having, so that is called photoperiod. 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 Photoperiod it is having to migrate to breeding. To migrate breeding. Okay, migrate to breeding. So in the migration time, so the gonads also to be to work. Gonads also to be working, and also the activity of gonads. Okay, in this time the activity of gonads, the photoperiod. Photoperiod, it is very essential for migrated birds. Migrated birds and animals. Birds and animals. Why they are migrating means, so they are migrated in breeding. They are migrated in breeding. That season is active for gonads. That season is active or activity of gonads. Okay, so they are they are not conserving their own climates, their original places. Okay, they are going to search and another place and to can adjust that climate, so they can laying or breeding and different, okay, activity for gonads and to breed, and they will return back to their original places. They return back to original places. This is called migrate. This is called migration. The migration means the original places is having, for example, extreme hot conditions also there and extreme cold conditions also there. That's why the climate is not adjusting for that animals. So that animals are also to going to search another place and will be there. And also migrating is one of the most important. It is called photoperiod. Photoperiod means it is breeding. It is a breeding to activity of gonads. Activity of gonads and laying the eggs and to give birth of new things. Give birth of new things. Birth of new things. Okay. So that is very essential for new things, and at the same time such a food, and the same thing such a food, and extreme hot conditions, cold conditions also food not available, food also not available. So the birds also to be can search the food. Okay, they are going to search their food. So the example is, for example, migrated birds example is, so one is falcon and Siberian crane. Example is falcon and Siberian crane. Okay, these are migrated birds. For example, in our India, Keolado National Park. Keolado National Park. Recently, our Indian government, Keolado National Park, the name was Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Okay, so we will see in this sanctuary yearly the migrated birds is number of birds will be come in this bird sanctuary. Bird sanctuary. The season will be completed. They return back to their original places. They return back to original places. So Keoladeo National Park. The name was modified into Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Our Indian government has to be taken. The name is called Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. And every year the bird sanctuary is having different types of migrated birds and animals will be here. Animals will be comes to here. And we can see the fishes. We can see the fishes. The fishes are two types. The fishes are two types: Catadromas and Anadromas. Catadromas and Anadromas. Catadromas and Anadromas. So these fishes are living in fresh water. These fishes are living in fresh water. Fishes are living in fresh water. Next, they can going to lay the eggs. They can going to lay the eggs in. They can going to lay the eggs in seawater. They can going to lay eggs in ocean or seawater. Example is called eel. Example is called eel. Example is called eel. Anadromas means these fishes living in seawater. Sea or ocean water. They can also to laying the eggs in fresh water. They can laying also to be eggs fresh water. Laying eggs. Lay eggs in fresh water. Example is called Hilsa. Example is called Hilsa fishes. Hilsa fishes. Hilsa fishes. Hilsa fishes. Are you understand? Okay, fishes. Okay, this is migrated birds. Migrated birds are fishes. This is called migrate. Migrate means it is a temporary to and fro movement of an organism. Fro movement means it is temporary to move one place to another place. The season will be completed or climate will be completed. They can return back to their places. Why? Because they are migrating one place to another place means they are must and should. So breeding. They must and should breeding and search a food. Okay. That time, the migrating time will be the actively. The gonads will be very active. The gonads will be very active. Okay, and at the same time searching food. Before the original place is having, for example, extreme hot conditions also there and extreme cold conditions also there. So that climate is not adjusting for the birds. So that's why they can select another place. They can select another place. The season will be completed. Then return back to the original places. So whenever migrate to another place, that season is very very important for that animals. Means birds are animals. Why means so they are breeding. They are migrate to breeding and also to be actively for gonads. And photoperiod means it is essential for and flowering plants also there. It is means so laying eggs also there. So that is light is very very important. And here also migrating birds also to be photoperiod is very very important. Migrating time will be using that photoperiod. And that time is well developed for all things in their body. And gonads also very active and breeding also will be there. For example, and fishes also will be there. And Catadromas and Anadromas. Catadromas is a fresh water fish. So they can lay the eggs in marine water. So the example is eel. And Catadromas fishes also they can live in sea water and also laying the eggs in fresh water. That is also Hilsa. So they can be migrated in different places. So in our Indian government, so in our India, the Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary is a very number of migrated birds will be comes in year, and the season will be completed. They go back to original places. Next thing is called migrate is completed. Next thing is called suspension. Suspend means, okay, the respond to the organisms in abiotic factors in different types of conditions, so that conditions will be suspend some organisms, The first thing is hibernation. The first thing is called hibernation. Hibernating or hibernation. So hibernation means it is called winter sleep. Hibernation is called winter sleep. For example, we taken the polar bears. In polar bears, to see that polar regions are extreme cold conditions. Okay, we will see that polar bears, okay, they can eat in different types of food particles, and they can going to select the cave places. There will be low metabolic system will be there in the caves. Okay, they can suspend their season. So they can sleep in 6 months. Sleeping in 6 months means hibernation is a winter sleep. For example, we have to see the polar bears. The polar bears can select the cave places. And narrow size cave places also to be selecting. At the same time, in the cave places is having low metabolic activity will be there inside the body. That's why, so it can sleep 6 months will be there. 6 months will be there in polar regions. It is called, example is polar bear. Next, aestivation. Next one is called aestivation. Aestivation means summer sleep. Summer sleep means different types of organisms they can suspend the summer. Means extreme hot conditions also will be there in different conditions also will be there. And the third thing is called diapause. Diapause means the development will be pass for different conditions. This diapause will be shown by zooplankton. Okay, are you understand? This is called zooplankton is shown by this condition. So in adverse conditions, suspend their development. Okay, are you understand? Okay, hibernation is a winter sleep. Example, we can take the polar bear. Polar bear means they can eat. They can eat in because the amount of food particles will be reached in 6 months. So that much amount of food will be eating. Okay, they can going to sleep in the caves. They can select different types of cave places. Okay, going to sleep in caves. Though in lower metabolic system will be there in our inside body. So that's why they can sleep nearly 6 months. And next, aestivation. Aestivation is a summer sleep. Some organisms will be avoid the summer. Okay, some organisms will be avoid the summer season. Means it is very hot conditions. And next is called diapause. Means it is the diapause will be shown the zooplankton in water. So in water plants, that conditions, in adverse conditions, in different adverse conditions, the development was suspend. So the regular development will be there, but after the condition will be started, the development will be pass. The conditions will be going through. After it can continue that development. This is called, suspension of their life in different conditions. Okay. Now tomorrow we will discuss different types of adaptations. In organisms, different types of organisms to adapted in different things. Okay, we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, thank you.